So what is intentional motherhood? Those two words strung together probably bring visions of smiling women wearing flowery dresses and holding small children. From the vision, you see perfection. You want that, but also tell yourself it's not real. While there is a social media stereotype, there is actually a real version. Intentional motherhood is more simple than what social media makes it. The definition of intentional is done on purpose, deliberate. Intentional motherhood boils down to doing things on purpose. Intentional motherhood starts with a deliberate focus to be present for your children. Ask yourself this: what takes your focus away from them? Are you on your phone all day? Are you constantly cleaning? Are you stuck in the kitchen all day? Here's a tricky one. Do you work? Either in the home or out, either full or part-time. There are actually solutions to all of these in order to make you more intentional in your motherhood. All, except doom scrolling your phone, are important and vital to your home functioning, normally. You have to clean your house. It is important to cook nutritious meals. And the bills have to get paid. But they all have one common solution: being more intentional with your time. Waking up before the kids to start a cleaning routine is something that helped me tremendously. But if that's not for you, what if you stayed up later to clean? And cooking, same thing. If you got up earlier to get started, you could have more time with them. Or I've seen some people suggest spending one day in the kitchen for prep and freezer meals. Could that be something you do? It may seem hard to do, and it's overwhelming because it is important. All of it seems important, and it's really hard to figure out where to start for you. I know that's where I was. I was very overwhelmed trying to figure out where to start because I spent all day making the bread and making the supper. And then I would spend a whole day cleaning and then do more cleaning, and it just seemed like I was never keeping up. There was no systems, no solutions. But when I actually started becoming more intentional with my time, that's when my motherhood journey became more intentional. So I let him help me. And now that's not anything different. If you look back at the older videos before this pregnancy, before I quit doing YouTube, I let them help me before, or him, I should say, the oldest. So what's different? The difference is that I went through a period where I wasn't letting him help because I was trying to get everything done fast. And when I started looking into being more intentional with my time and more intentional in motherhood in general, I started, like I said earlier, waking up at 5 a.m. and introducing a cleaning schedule into my life, their lives also. So that opened up more time to allow them to be invited into my busy. So for you, what can they do to help you? As I said, they've been helping me cook and can. He's really trying to cut up the tomato here with the wooden knife because I'm terrified to let him have a real knife. But just literally letting them be right there with me, I've discovered is something that has really helped them out. Attitudes have changed a whole lot for all of us. We're getting to spend more time together. They're learning more skills. It's just fascinating to watch them grow. But the point of this is this could be your real life. If canning isn't important to you, because this is what we're doing here, is we're canning up the pizza sauce. But if canning isn't as important to you, what is important in your home that you can invite them into your busy and let them learn? So we don't have to actually drag out toys for a designated play date. I just invite them into what I'm doing right then. Invite them into the mundane task of every day that help keep a home functioning. It's great learning for them multitasking because you're teaching them all kinds of stuff and spending time with them. So for me, I listed out 3 things. I get to cook. They're spending time with me and they're learning skills that serve them in future. So that's 3 benefits of inviting them into my busy. I canned up 25, 26 jars of pizza sauce here. It took me, like, while this video is sped up quite a bit, just to jar up 12 jars, 12 little teeny tiny jars of pizza sauce right here. Took me over an hour with them helping. So it most definitely slows you down. But they're going to have these memories, and just wait until you see what he does when I'm not paying attention because I was looking at other stuff. But it creates more mess. It creates so much beauty right here. Look at this. Look at this. It definitely teaches you patience. And then I had to get them to stop because the youngest started to actually, piling it onto the table too. So then I had to clean up the mess. But you know what? This is something that they get to look back on later too and enjoy it as well. But the same thing with cleaning, okay? For my kids, they're definitely not as excited about cleaning as they are about cooking and being in the kitchen with me. But honestly, I think that's partly my fault because I've spent so long not being intentional and not being diligent about everything and taking care of the house. They are not as into taking care of the house either. So again, that was something like I spoke of in the last video. They are feeding off of me. They are taking my lead. But since I have been more intentional these last few months and more diligent about keeping the home clean and cleaning up messes, my oldest is actually starting to come around to helping me clean. And in fact, he loves to vacuum. Just last night, the whole bowl of popcorn got spilt. He went and got the vacuum and cleaned it up. It was pretty awesome. Now I will go back over it because he is 3. So, it's not perfect. Not that any of this has to be perfect. He's learning. But he honestly did a really good job. And even here, he's trying to clean up the mess with me after knocking over a jar of pizza sauce. It's starting and implementing 15-minute routines at night where we set a timer and try to clean stuff up real fast. He likes going against the timer. Or maybe, well, at least I think that's what it might be. I don't know. Maybe it's because my husband and I are also participating and we get the youngest to try and throw some toys in the toy box. Maybe it's because we're all doing it. I'm not really sure, but he has been starting to actually learn to pick up, and he will actually start to. Again, he's not crazy about it, but it's a start, and I've been inviting him into that busy as well. And Proverbs 22:6 actually says, "Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." And with intentional motherhood, what I am learning in me being intentional and inviting them into my busy, inviting them into learning how to take care of a home and cook and can and do all of this, what I have been learning is that this is how he is going to be trained up. Am I going to train him up in a house that just shows you don't truly care? And I like to say it's not necessarily that I didn't care before. I didn't really understand, I don't think, how to keep up with it. And B, I had no idea how to invite them into the busy, and I was gone so much. Working part-time is an absolute blessing, and I'm finding rhythms and routines that I wish I'd figured out before. But now they're actually getting to see a home actually being ran, not the mess being ran, I should say. maybe that's not the right way to say it, but it's just, they get to see how they should go. And in all of this intentionality stuff, the Lord is at the center. That's why I reference this verse. But God is at the center of all of this. And because, I mean, even when you actually look at Proverbs 16:3, commit your works to the Lord and your thoughts will be established. I'm actually learning to recommit my thoughts to the Lord, because I didn't realize how far off I had gotten. And Colossians 3:17, and whatever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God Father through him. So I'm learning to commit all of my works to God and my thoughts to be established. And whatever I'm doing in word and deed, I am saying it all, doing it all, canning these jars of sauce, inviting my kids into the busy, cleaning the house at 5 a.m. I'm committing it all to him. And the amount of peace it has brought in the house, again, it's not perfect, but the amount of peace that has brought into the house and that I've been learning is insane. And that's the thing, like, I feel like in my generation, millennials here, I don't feel like we were truly taught about being intentional. We kept being taught about having responsibilities, like, this is your responsibility, you do this. But learning intentionality and purposes behind stuff and learning systems, that has really made a difference. I knew it was my responsibility, but I didn't know how to do it. And now I'm finally figuring it out. A little late in life, but here we are. And maybe that's not 100% true. Maybe it's just me and I just think it's our generation. But it seems like everyone is turning to intentionality and learning it more deeper. But I know I felt lost as a new mother, and now here I am expecting my third kid, and I've actually developed systems, and I'm canning pizza sauce while pregnant. Like, it seems crazy, but an intentional motherhood isn't just about cooking and cleaning. It's really, truly about the time spent with those littles. That's the most important part, and this can be your real life. So I hope you get something out of it, that you learn that you can have this. You really can.